Okay, let's talk about something that was once called a wonder material. But this miracle substance, it left behind a deadly, invisible legacy, one that we're still dealing with today. And the craziest part? It could be hiding right inside the walls of your home, right now. To get a sense of just how common and, frankly, how misunderstood this stuff was, you just have to look at Hollywood. You know that famous scene in The Wizard of Oz? The one where Dorothy falls asleep in the poppy field? Well, that beautiful, magical snow falling on her? Yeah, that was 100% pure asbestos. They were literally selling it as fake Christmas snow back then. Can you believe it? They just showered the actors in it.
And that name, asbestos, it literally comes from a Greek word that means unburnable. And that's exactly why people thought it was magical. I mean, for centuries, its ability to just not burn was legendary. There are these wild stories about emperors like Charlemagne who would blow their guests' minds by throwing a tablecloth made of the stuff into a fire to clean it. And poof, it comes out perfectly fine. That unburnable quality, that was its killer app.
So, once the industrial age hit, its use just went through the roof. I mean, it completely exploded. And why not? It was cheap, it worked incredibly well, and you could mix it into thousands of different products to make them stronger, last longer, and of course fireproof. We're talking about everything. Cement, insulation, roofing, even the brake pads in your car and fireproof clothes. Seriously, asbestos was everywhere.
But, and this is a huge but, this wonder material had a fatal flaw, a completely invisible one. And this is where the whole story just takes this incredibly tragic turn. Because the very thing that made it so tough and so useful is the exact same thing that makes it so deadly.
So what's the deal? Well, it all comes down to its structure. Asbestos is made up of these tiny, microscopic, needle-like fibers, and they are tough, practically indestructible. When this stuff gets disturbed, those little fibers float in the air, and you can breathe them in, deep into your lungs. And here's the kicker. Your body has no way to break them down or get rid of them. They just sit there for years and years, causing damage that eventually leads to horrible diseases like mesothelioma.
And this right here, this is maybe the scariest part of all. It's what's called the latency period. It's this terrifyingly long, silent gap between when you breathe the fibers in and when you actually get sick. We're talking 10 to 50 years. You could be a young kid working a summer construction job, get exposed, and then feel perfectly fine until you're ready to retire. It's a ticking time bomb. And the health problems are just devastating. And they're permanent. You've got asbestosis, which is this scarring of your lungs that basically makes it harder and harder to breathe over time. It also massively cranks up your risk for lung cancer. And then there's the big one, mesothelioma, that rare but incredibly fatal cancer that's almost always caused by asbestos.
Okay, this is absolutely crucial to understand. The combination of smoking and asbestos is, well, it's a nightmare. Think of it like this. Smoking is bad, right? It increases your risk of lung cancer. Asbestos exposure is also bad. It increases your risk. But when you put them together, the risk doesn't just add up, it multiplies. It's like 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 10. The combined danger is off the charts.
Now, let's bring this home to Norway. Just like in a lot of other places, asbestos was used like crazy here for decades, from the 20s all the way to the 70s. Sure, a ban came into effect around 1980, but that didn't just magically make it all vanish. All that asbestos that was put into our buildings, our homes, our schools, our offices, it's still there. It's like this hidden ghost living in our walls. And you can see the real-world impact of that legacy right now. These aren't just numbers from a history book. Every single year in Norway, we're still seeing 60 to 70 men diagnosed with mesothelioma, compared to about 15 women. And that huge difference, it tells a story. It points right back to the jobs people used to do, where it was mostly men working in places like construction sites and shipyards, breathing the stuff in day after day. And don't think for a second this is just an old problem. This quote here is from a plumber, Kim Dame, working today. Get this. His team was on a job site that had supposedly been tested and cleared for asbestos. But as soon as they cut into some old pipes, boom. They see this white powder. They knew exactly what it might be and stopped everything. It's just a chilling reminder that workers right now can stumble into this danger, even when they think they're safe.
So, that leads to a really important question, right? What if you find something you think might be asbestos? What are the rules? Because one thing is for sure, you can't just start ripping it out. There are very strict procedures you have to follow.
Okay, so the rules are pretty different depending on who you are. If you're a professional or a business, it's simple. You must have a permit from Arbeidstilsynet, the labor inspection authority, for any asbestos removal, no exceptions. Now, if you're a private homeowner, it's a bit different. You are technically allowed to remove asbestos on the outside of your own house, like those old roofing panels. But, and this is a big but, you are strongly advised not to touch anything on the inside. Seriously, this is not your average weekend DIY project.
And when the pros do it, it's a whole different ballgame. The process is intense. They have to submit a detailed plan to get a permit. Every single worker needs special documented training. They set up these sealed-off zones with negative air pressure so not a single fiber can escape. Workers get regular health checks, and the disposal process is super strict, the whole shebang.
But listen, even if you are a homeowner doing that exterior job you're allowed to do, these safety rules are non-negotiable. You absolutely have to wear the right gear, especially a good mask with a P3 filter. Keep the material wet, that helps keep the dust down. And the golden rule is to remove the panels whole. Do not break them, don't cut them, don't drill them. And when you're done, clean up carefully and seal all the waste in 2 layers of thick plastic. You treat it like the hazardous waste it is.
So why are we talking about this so urgently right now? Well, it's because of something called the green shift, the grønne skiftet. We're in this huge and totally necessary push to make our buildings more energy efficient. And what does that mean? It means tons and tons of renovations on older buildings, which, you guessed it, are the exact buildings most likely to have asbestos hiding inside.
So think about it. As we're tearing down the past to build this greener future, we are ripping into materials that have been sitting dormant for decades. And a lot of experts are worried that the workers doing this today, well, they just don't have the same awareness of the dangers as the guys who were around when it was banned 40 years ago. Which leaves us with a really unsettling question. In our rush to build a better future, are we accidentally exposing a whole new generation to the most dangerous secrets of the past?